it weird here.
This is... Isn't this delightful? And so they all lived happily ever after on this mountain of entertainment.
We welcome you to Peoria, Illinois, Carver Arena, inside the Peoria Civic Center, the Valley on ESPN. It's the Missouri Valley Conference men's basketball game of the week. Bradley, back-to-back Arch Madness champions, hosting Southern Illinois this afternoon. Hope you're having a great Sunday. The big games tonight. We have a game just in front of it. Tom Ackerman alongside Rich Zavosik. And Z, the 100th meeting between these teams was yesterday. Bradley won at 74-66.
And for Bradley today, if they can pull off the sweep, they continue that climb into the upper half and escape that Thursday game in Arch Madness. For Southern Illinois, it's another opportunity to find someone to fill the shoes of an injured Marcus Damas.
Yesterday, that person was Lance Jones, 15 points for the Saluki guard.
Lance Jones is a big, strong point guard who can beat you in so many different ways. Terrific rebounder at the point guard position. Also strong enough to go inside against the big boys. But he can shoot the three as well. Last weekend against Northern Iowa, 27 points on 7 of 11 from three-point range.
And on the Bradley side, he can shoot it too. Ville Tavanainen.
Tavanainen is the ultimate deep threat for the Braves. The young man can step out to downtown Peoria and knock it down. Had a big weekend last weekend against Indiana State, where he shot almost 50% from the three-point line en route to 2 double-figure games.
Southern Illinois, there are the Salukis. Let's get today's starting lineups and presentation of Prairie Farms, dedicated farmers, happy cows, real milk in just a bit. But the SIU Salukis right there, arm in arm, starting 5, Lance Jones. We just talked about him. Kyler Filowich has been really good for them as a freshman. Steven Verplanken can knock down a 3. Trent Brown and Anthony DeVanzo. He also likes to shoot the 3. Big senior forward from outside of Chicago. The Salukis from Southern Illinois. And on the other side, the Bradley Braves, the back-to-back Arch Madness champions. There you see Tavanainen. He'll come off the bench. Danya Kingsby, the guard, so quick. Terry Nolan started to light it up yesterday. He can score. You know, Elijah Childs can. He's a double-double machine. Kevin McAdoo, very interesting addition for them. Coming back, and of course, Rink Mast, who's so tough inside. And as Coach Z knows, he can run the floor, can't he?
He is a galloping young man.
Let's get your keys to the game, a production of Mercy in just a bit. Your life is our life's work. But for right now, we have Tip, and off we go here at Bradley. Bradley and SIU played here yesterday. Braves got the win, 74-66. Now they wear the road red uniforms. They're wearing red at home with SIU in the white with maroon trim. We're glad you're with us for Valley Basketball on ESPN. Off the mark on that shot was Childs, but Bradley gets it back. Now, it didn't hit the rim, so the shot clock is now down to 5. Childs will take the 3, and he doesn't hit the rim either, and it'll be SIU ball.
Rough start for Childs.
Those keys to the game, a production of Mercy. Your life is our life's work. And Hilton Garden Inn also checking in with our keys to the game.
Southern Illinois war on the boards. Bradley, 11 offensive rebounds a game. Salukis must do a good job on the board. And then be patiently aggressive. Don't be in a hurry. Don't take bad shots when you're on the road. For Bradley, limit the turnovers. Only 11 turnovers yesterday in the win. And they got to guard the three-point line. Yesterday, Southern Illinois, 11 of 22 from the three-point line, and they kept them in it.
As the shot clock expired, that is a violation. Did not get the shot off in time. Wonder if they're going to review that. They will walk over, and I think they will. They're going to take a look at that. That was too close, Z, to just call it a shot clock violation, I think. Let's look.
A minute and 2 into the game, we have our first monitor check. I don't know. That's hard to tell from that angle.
Hard to tell on the replay there because we didn't see the clock light up. But I'll tell you, how did he keep his dribble there? I mean, did you see him
Look
go down?
Look like Marcus Haynes, the Harlem Globetrotters.
It was impressive as they get that going. So here we are at a stoppage, and SIU, it's a young team. We know that. We know it's a team that Brian Mullins, as you see, offering his instruction here a minute 2 into the game, has that in front of him. But he's building a program, and he's doing it as Brian Wardle did, as you see Wardle and the Braves right there, building it and doing it with time and patience. They'll be a strong program.
Well, both guys understand what it takes to build winners. Brian Mullins obviously played in this league and then was the right-hand man to Porter Moser at Loyola as he watched Porter build that Rambler program. And then Brian Wardle did it already at Green Bay. And they both believe in bringing in freshmen to build around. Bradley's case, Darryl Brown, Elijah Childs, and then you put in transfers, junior college, other freshmen along the way. Same thing here with Southern Illinois with Lance Jones, Marcus Damask, who has been injured. Those are the 2 cornerstones. Then you fill in around them.
Bradley with the basketball. No score in the early going. Childs offers one over, and a 3-ball goes down. Look out now. Terry Nolan starting to play. He hits that shot after having a big day yesterday. Nolan had 23 points yesterday.
He really struggled last weekend in Terre Haute against Indiana State. But as you say, he came home, and he likes home cooking.
And they're a different team when he is scoring. And this Bradley team, I believe, could be a threat in Arch Madness if they continue to play with this group. Here's a toss to the baseline. That one comes up short, and it stays in and is saved to Childs. Unable to score was Devonzo for SIU. And now Mast will take a 3. He can hit those and knocks it down. It's a 6-0 lead for the Braves at home. Frank Mast buries the 3, this redshirt freshman forward from the Netherlands. We've seen him do it time and again. And an early 6-0 advantage for the Braves on the Salukis. Trying to bounce back from a loss yesterday. Nice look inside, and defensively Childs was there. But a foul is called as Filowich was trying to throw it down.
Tom, on that last Bradley possession, you're going to see a pick and roll, and watch Childs. When he rolls, he takes both defenders with him. That allows Mast to slide up to the open spot, get the kick back. And how about that? It's a pick and pop, except for Mast wasn't the picker. He's just popping to the 3-point line. Nice when you can take your 6'9" guy out to the 3-point line.
Isn't that the truth? Filowich misses a free throw. Young, big man for SIU, as you see. Coming out of the game is Mast in the early going. Filowich makes the second of 2. He'll have to improve the free throw line to become a more complete player. But I'll tell you, in 1.5 season, he's been pretty darn impressive. He's out guarding Childs now at the top of the key. Look inside, off the hand of Henry, and out of bounds. It's SIU ball.
Henry just not ready to catch it. And to your point about Filowich, he is the post guy that they can build around for the future. He's going to be a 4-year starter. The young man is very physical inside and good post moves. And as you say, he gets a little better at the free throw line. He's really going to be a load.
Harvey took a look and instead got it to Verplanken, back to Harvey. Verplanken, long 3, goes down for the Saluki guard. Steven Verplanken hits the 3, and it's a 6-4 game. Now on the other side for Bradley, Nolan, he has the 3 already. Drives and is cut off with a double team. Kick out, that one is missed by Kingsby. And it's SIU ball down 2. That one saved from going out of bounds. Now Jones will take a 3. He buries it for SIU, and the Salukis go on their own little run, a 7-0 run to take the lead.
That's the difference of Jones from a year ago. has improved his three-point shooting. Now he's a guy who can score off the dribble. But you got to respect that three-point shot.
No under 4 defenders there. And then the 3 was missed. Kingsby cleans it up with a jumper. Bradley by 1. Got a few lead changes early on here at Peoria Civic Center, Carver Arena. They annually either lead or come close to leading the Valley in attendance here at Bradley as Henry comes up with the turnover, gets it back at least. Childs was down in there. Now Childs gets it back underneath the basket and scores.
Kevin McAdoo set that one up. You know, Brian Wardle is happy to have that young man back in the lineup. Made a big impression in yesterday's game as well.
Brown hits the 3. SIU hot from the outside. We're tied. SIU has hit all 3 of its 3-point attempts. Now a 3-ball splash from the other side. What is going on here? McAdoo hits the 3 for Bradley. Wow.
Brown, a 44% free throw or three-point shooter for Southern Illinois. You expected. That's McAdoo's only 7th 3 of the year.
Blanken inside for SIU.
Both teams playing with a lot of energy on the offensive end. Perhaps not as much on the defensive end at this point.
The drive and score for McAdoo. Well, that's right. I mean, you have to be happy with the offense, but you know these coaches are thinking defense. Where is it? Feed inside and another lay-in. This time the score for Ben Harvey.
I hate to say this, but it really feels like on a defensive end, guys are just, maybe they're tired from yesterday. They only get juice when they get on the offensive end because way too much dribble penetration for both teams. Inside easy shots.
Childs working on Filowich, dumps it inside. Harvey lost the handle on that one. It goes out of bounds, SIU ball. You got to think that Deshaun Henry is fired up about playing in this game. Only played 8 minutes yesterday. We'll see. Early on, it's Bradley at SIU, the Braves by 1.
It was never about the goal. It was always about the goals. I didn't reach him just by training my body, but my mind as well. So close your eyes. Visualize all the ways you could break through. Then, imagine everything that could go wrong. A false start, a bad turn, broken goggles. Now picture yourself staying calm and overcoming every obstacle. Open your eyes. Train what's under the armor.
Finally moved in.
It's a great old house. Good bones, wraparound porch.
The pipes are making strange noises.
At least Geico makes bundling our home and car insurance easy.
For bundling made easy, go to geico.com.
The Valley on ESPN is brought to you by State Farm. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. We are in Peoria and the Bradley Braves with an early lead on SIU, 15-14. Salukis shooting well, though, from the outside, 3 of 3 from beyond the arc. And Z, they're 5 of 6 from the floor, 83%. Good shooting on the other side. Bradley shooting 60% for the game thus far.
So both teams getting the ball into the paint, whether it is on a dribble or a cut backdoor when being overplayed. It's a good movement on the offensive end. It's put the defense on their heels, so when they swing the ball, make the extra pass, both teams getting wide open threes as well. We'll see if the defense doesn't tighten up here after this timeout. Some instruction by both coaches.
Dalton Banks in the game, has the ball now for SIU. He's a lot of fun to watch. I like him at the guard position, the freshman from Eau Claire, Wisconsin. They throw it back to him. They whip it around the perimeter. Harvey gets it to Jones on the miss. Scramble for the rebound. Look who comes up with it. SIU, Trent Brown.
Long shots, long rebounds. You can't just walk underneath.
Drive by Jones, lost the handle, runs into 3 Braves, and that goes out of bounds. Last touch by SIU. Bradley by a point here in the early going, 13-14 on the clock. And just 1 foul called in this game so far, and that is on the Braves.
Quite frankly, defense hasn't gotten close to an offensive player, close enough for an official to call
It's
anything.
been free-flowing, shall we say. Nolan draws a double team. We'll bring it around to Tavanainen. Look out for him. Ball goes out of bounds, stays with Bradley. 14 on the shot clock. Tavanainen wearing 23 will inbound the ball. Sharpshooter. Bradley fans know him well. Quite frankly, SIU fans know him well. Boy, Nolan already looks more confident, doesn't he? Slashing inside and can't get that one to fall. Here comes SIU.
Both teams pushing in transition.
3 from Harvey, no. And the rebound to Bradley. Hanna with it. He'll take it himself. Those good young freshmen on this Bradley team. Darius Hanna from Milwaukee, 6'8" freshman. The drive, and that one off the side of the backboard, no. SIU back on the other end. They get a bucket from Dembele.
I love the fact, Tom, when you have your postman running the floor like Dembele did, you got to reward him.
I knew you were going to like that. I was going to say, Siku did something you really like.
And then Trent Brown gets on the floor, giving up skin for his teammates.
Thinking about it, Brown instead gets it to Banks. The drive, kick out, Harvey for 3. He got it. SIU expands its lead to 19-15. Boy, Salukis would love a win here today. Bradley took it yesterday. Hanna with the drive. He's going to be a good player. Nice drive by Darius Hanna, the freshman.
I love the fact that he's a lefty who finished with his right hand. He is going to be a very good player. You know, that's how you continue a program going. Child's a senior. You bring in a freshman like Hanna, Mass, and the tradition continues.
Harvey tried to get it into Dembele, and Mast was there. Nolan coming on strong, too much, and a little steal by Jones. Just picked his pocket. Spins around Mast. Brown. Got it, Jones. Little shot fake. Back to Jones, and the flip out taken by Nolan. 2-on-2. Bounce ahead. Tavanainen, reverse layup. Bradley.
That was a heck of a pass. I didn't think Tavanainen was going to catch that. But
I'll tell you, it's entertaining here. I don't know if it's good for the defense, good for the broadcasters. I'm having a good time. 10.5 on the clock, 19-19. And a steal here. Nolan ahead. Hanna, look out. Darius Hanna with the lay-in.
yeah, it's going to get a timeout from SIU.
21-19. Timeout called. Bradley in the lead. It's just been wide open entertainment here in Peoria, Illinois. We'll be back for more. Get your Super Bowl snacks out. We got basketball for you.
Did you hear that? State Farm thing. Da-da-da-da-da. I think we're in a commercial. Jake from State Farm, I knew it.
Don't worry, Chris. Things are going to go surprisingly great.
Dad, look!
See? Surprising. Just like State Farm's surprisingly great rates.
I didn't even record.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Looking for more energy? Better focus and productivity? Time for Zeal by Zervita. Check it out. 55 whole food nutrients. Check. Natural, clean ingredients. Check. Clinically tested and proven safe and effective. Check.
I like Zeal because it keeps me locked in, it keeps me focused, and gives me a boost of energy. And I just like the tasting of it.
Take control of your health and happiness. Feel the Zeal today, only with Zervita.
At Peoria Hotels, we know life on the road can be hard, but we're here to make the journey easier. With over 150 locations, Our friendly team members and generous free amenities like Wi-Fi, hot breakfast, 5:30 kickback featuring hot food and cold beverages help brighten your day and make your time away from home easier, allowing you to travel happy.
Missouri Valley Conference standings, a presentation of Zervita. And we have our first loss for the Drake Bulldogs. They took it on the chin, didn't they, by Matt Loddick and Valparaiso.
Well, Valparaiso, who led yesterday's game against Drake by 8, led at halftime by 12, and then hung on for a double-digit win against Drake, and that really sets up the Drake-Loyola matchup next weekend in Des Moines. You're talking back-to-back games and the two top teams playing each other. Meanwhile, Indiana State, a win at Northern Iowa yesterday, nipping at their heels.
Loyola won today. This is a two-bid league without question. Drake and Loyola are NCAA tournament teams. Indiana State leads Northern Iowa by 7 in the early going. 46-45, Missouri State winning at Illinois State. And then this game, Z.
How about this pass? In transition, Terry Nolan throwing a dart like Patrick Mahomes. Travis Kelce with the finish. Vile Tavanainen.
On this side, it's Filowich with the miss for SIU. They trail by 2 coming out of the timeout. Mass takes a 3 and buries it. Three-pointers all over the place in this game. Rick Mast hits 1, and Bradley goes up by 5. Now it's Brown connecting for a 3. My goodness. What did they have for breakfast this morning? The threes raining in here in Peoria. Bradley is 4 of 7 from beyond the arc, and Southern Illinois is 5 for 7 from 3.
And there's no problem with depth perception without any fans in here.
Henry comes up short of the shot, but he's fouled. As I mentioned, Deshaun Henry, you know he wants to get going today. He played just 8 minutes yesterday and was in foul trouble all day, had 4 fouls. Yeah, as I was mentioning earlier, this is, and we look at this pass inside to Henry and fouled by Verplanken. This is a place that historically is one of the best in the Valley in terms of attendance. Great fan base. It is odd being in this big building with no fans.
You think about it, coming off back-to-back Missouri Valley Conference Tournament Championships, 2 NCAA appearances, this place would be sold out the entire season. And it's really sad that we've gone through it, but at least we're playing. The guys are having fun.
Hey, they're still there. They're just watching on TV as this one is driven in and scored for SIU. And Devonzo gets that one. And they're listening to Dave Snell, who, I cannot believe this. You just told me this. As Tavanainen fires a 3 and buries his from the baseline. Goodness gracious. That Snell, of the 100 meetings going into today, they had the 100th yesterday. He called 89 of them between these two teams.
Hard to believe, isn't it? He's been around for a long time.
There he is.
A good shot of him upstairs. And
Dave Snell on
he's
the right.
actually at, since this is 101, he's 90 of 101.
Wow.
And how about this one, too? For Dave Snell, yesterday was Bradley, the program's 1,700 victory. Dave Snell working on 700 wins as the broadcaster.
That is great longevity, credibility, and shows what a professional and talented individual he is. Is going in and missing the shot but getting fouled is Filowich.
Dave talked to us before the game, and he was talking about he's got a book that he has started to write as we take another look at Filowich. Nice catch in traffic. Good chance for a couple free throws, but he has started to write a book. And some of the stories that he can tell going back to former Bradley head coach Jim Stoll. They had me rolling before the game. I was falling off my chair laughing. It's going to be a doozy. Going to have to change the name to protect the innocent on a couple of them, no doubt.
Free throw is made by Filowich. And now Nolan drives all the way around and gets it to Kingsby. Feeds Henry for the jam. Just Sean Henry throws it down for Bradley. They go up by 5. He knew he was going to have some spring in his legs today after not playing a whole lot yesterday. Although, even if he had played a whole lot yesterday, he could still get up. Just Sean Henry. The spin, DeFonso, too many steps. A travel turnover. It'll be Bradley basketball when we come back. 7:55 first half. The Braves by 5.
Having just climbed a mountain to promote a streaming service, there's only one thing left to do. We dance.
Sure, let's make it weirder.
This is
Isn't this delightful? And so they all lived happily ever after on this mountain of entertainment.
And I would walk 500 miles and I would dance around at your brand new just to be the man.
Hey, could I get number 1 with a Coke? Thanks.
coming out.
Baby, 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 if I kiss you like this, whisper like that, but it's all coming back. Hi, sir. Excuse me. You're number 1 with the Coke?
Thank you.
Enjoy.
All right.
Welcome back to Peoria. Today's State Farm MVC Scholar Athlete of the Game is Bradley's Elijah Childs, senior forward from Kansas City. One of the great players in the league, but this number is very impressive. 3.29 cumulative GPA in sports communication. Most outstanding player at Arch Madness 2019. When you want the real deal like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. There's Elijah Childs. His Braves lead by 5 in the early going. Childs has 2 points. Leading scorer for Bradley is Rink Mast with 6. 10 threes have been made already in this game. 5 for each team as SIU takes the ball away.
Tough angle to throw that pass inside the Childs across 2 defenders.
There's Lance Jones. He made a 3 from that spot yesterday. Right on the Bradley logo. Plankin will take one. And skying for the rebound is Henry. Boy, he looks good today. They flip to the right baseline, and that 3 goes down for Tavanainen from the far corner.
Whoa. That's the shot that Rick Mount used to make in Mackey Arena. He almost is falling out of bounds as he caught it. Got himself readjusted. Terrific shot.
I expected that to graze the side of the scoreboard as Tavanainen gets the ball away from DeVonzo. Bradley's up by 8 suddenly. Tavanainen can't get around DeVonzo there. Now Childs takes one just inside 3. No, DeVonzo grabs the rebound. The SIU Salukis playing without Marcus Damask. Their top scorer, top player, still dealing with a foot injury that has kept him out and kept him day to day. He'll be reevaluated. Who steps up for him? Lance Jones long on the 3. For Bradley, it's been this man, Terry Nolan, who's come alive. 23 points yesterday, and already showing the ability to get to the basket. He has 3 points, knocked down a 3 from beyond the arc, but he's done a lot to attract attention. Childs to Tavanainen, and he missed on that one.
Good solid defense by Southern Illinois. No dribble penetration. Hand in the shooter's face. Just like you would expect a Brian Mullins team to do.
Mullins instructing Dalton Banks, who has the basketball, gets inside and scores. Nice drive by Banks. The other way, Kingsby traveled right in front of the SIU bench. Now Mast comes back into the game. We'll get our first look at Antonio Thomas as Childs and Nolan take a seat for Bradley. Filowich for Plankin. Devonzo come out. Brown is back in for SIU, along with Dembele and Harvey. This is Banks.
McAdoo getting an extended rest. Nice pass. Unbelievable.
Bucket inside by Dembele off the feed.
It's just a terrific catch.
Good offense run there by Brian Mullen's team. That one's knocked away by Trent Brown. Here comes McAdoo back into the game for Tavanainen. So Tavanainen gets a quick 8 points and sits down.
McAdoo, who played 30 minutes yesterday in his first game back in close to 3 weeks. A little bit of a rest. Might be a little sore from yesterday's game.
Missed some time for personal reasons. Back with the program. And a welcome sight, that's for sure. Henry with the drive. Won't go. Foul called. They're going to get Harvey with that push.
That's an excellent job by Henry, understanding how much time is really left. And a lot of young guys would look up at the clock, see 4 seconds, and they would settle for a long jump shot. But Henry knew he had enough time, get to the rim, draws the foul, a couple of free throws.
Gets the shooter's roll there. Jashawn Henry, 73% free throw shooter. And the junior from Saskatoon knocks him down. 6-point lead for the Braves. Bradley showing a little pressure here in the full court. A little different look as they cross the timeline with Verplanken. Harvey open three. He knocks it down. SIU gets another one to ring him up. That is now 6 threes for each team. Each team is 6 of 10 from beyond the arc. And we have a 3-point game, a high-scoring game here in Peoria. Thomas pulls up. And rebound ripped down by Jones. Brown tried to get it inside to Dembele, and it went off his fingertips and out of bounds. It's going to be Bradley basketball.
And for SIU, slide into position, get your feet set, and Ben Harvey nails the three, and he's got the Saluki Dogs back within 3.
"18 Final Four trips. 9 National Players of the Year. Legendary coaches and players. An iconic postseason tournament. The Valley runs deep.
The State Farm MVC Men's Basketball Championship is back in the Gateway City this March. It begins here as 10 Valley teams battle it out to advance to the big dance. The 2021 edition of Arch Madness tips off March 4th through 7th at Enterprise Center in downtown St. Louis, presented by Fox Sports Midwest. Visit archmadness.com or download the Arch Madness app. Since 1907, the Valley runs deep.
Stay tuned for our halftime report, a presentation of State Farm. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. We'll have a profile of Jashawn Henry at the half. We'll recap it with some highlights and stats with Rich Savosic. I'm Tom Ackerman. All of that coming your way. The State Farm halftime report. We still have 3:51 on the clock, though, here in the first half. Bradley with a 3-point lead on Southern Illinois.
Both teams shooting well from the three-point line. Identical 6 for 10s. As you take a look at Tavanainen, who just went outside your picture. He's hit a couple of threes. Mass taking the ball out has hit a couple of threes.
Teams are also even in the paint. 12 points apiece. In a very evenly matched game as Brown comes up with the steal. And that one is stolen right back. Did he go out of bounds? No, he saved it. And it's Kingsby who got it to Nolan. Back to Kingsby. He'll pull up. Daniel Kingsby hits the shot for Bradley. It's a 5-point lead for the home team, wearing the road reds. I like these little 2-game series, don't you?
I really do. It's fun because I don't know if coaches like it because, coaches always want a lot of time to prepare. Got to watch a lot of film. But players love it. You think about it. If you win, hey, you got a chance for a sweep. If you lose, you got a chance for revenge real quick.
How about Filowich backing down Mast and scoring? He's going to be a force with plays like that. I think his development's a little faster than people think as he commits the foul there. That's a big boy play there.
Childs using his left hand and then coming back, uses his right. Elijah Childs will lead Bradley as not only one of the all-time greats here, having won a couple of titles, chance for a third, but perhaps the best left-hander ever to play at Bradley. And I know Dave Snell might argue with me on that one. He'd throw up Al Smith from way back before I was born. Laverne Tart, very good left-hander for Bradley. Walt Lemon Jr. You're sitting over there, Tom, thinking, Tom's thinking, all right, there's got to be another lefty out there.
No, I think you're probably right. I mean, Snell would have a catalog of players that he might be able to throw your way. Of course, some of the great right-handers in history in college basketball have come out of this school. Starting, of course, with great Hersey Hawkins.
Pretty good with either hand.
Brown misses, tipped up and in by Davanzo.
That's the reason why you go to the glass every time it goes up. Sometimes you just get a finger on it, it goes in.
Childs nearly left his feet there. That one missed and a foul as Henry and Harvey got tangled up. They're going to get Harvey with a foul.
Good decision by Childs not to force that jump shot. They saw that Henry had the size advantage on Harvey inside. And when the shot went up, Harvey did everything he could to just keep Henry off the glass, but some of it illegal.
Henry tosses it from the baseline to Nolan. He goes right at the rim and scores. Boy, Terry Nolan Jr. is a scorer. And the junior from Baltimore cashes in there.
It's like he's back playing at Madison Rec in Baltimore.
Nolan now with 5 points. Jones shakes the defender. Kingsby right back on him. Shot clock under 10, and Davanzo lost it. Here comes Nolan. With Jones guarding him, now Kingsby gets it back to Nolan. Boy, he is playing right now. Without the ball, he finds it, scores, and Bradley goes up by 6 with 1:28 to go in the half. Big-time players make big-time plays, and Terry Nolan Jr. on the feed from Kingsby.
You know, there's a lesson to be learned on that play. A lot of guys would run towards the ball as the ball is coming at you. They'd be a ball chaser. Terry Nolan understood. He's overplayed. Don't go to the ball. Go to the basket. Excellent back cut. Nice pass. Easy, too.
Nolan averaging 11.4 per game coming into today's contest. And he now is knocking on that door. Nolan with 7 points on 3 of 5 shooting. He's leading the way so far with 15 minutes of action for the Braves. That man's going to try to stop him, Brian Mullins.
He should know a few things about it. Two-time Defensive Player of the Year when he was wearing a Saluki uniform.
Banks to Brown. Looks inside. Got Filowich there. Going head-to-head with Childs. Albert Plankin slices in. Had that blocked partially by a couple of players. And now that one bounces off the rim, no good. SIU, Jones takes another crack at it, and that won't go.
3 for a quarter.
SIU down by 6 under a minute. Henry, too far for him.
Terrific help side defense by the Salukis.
Stop and pop. Brown, no. Childs keeps it alive for Bradley. And now Henry, and they get a timeout. Timeout called with 38.9 on the clock before half. Bradley up by 6.
I tell you, it's appropriate that we are playing in a hockey venue because these guys are going up and down the floor like they're on skates. I mean, they are moving. Coach has got to call a timeout just to get guys under control. Almost too fast for conditions at certain points, but Ryan Wardle gets the timeout, wants to set play.
And for Brian Mullins, drawing up some plays here in this quick timeout. Mullins, and you got to think about the great connection of coaches here at Southern Illinois.
Well, we're going way back, even before Dave Snell was at Bradley, to talk about Harry Gallatin, the horse. And then Jack Hartman got his teeth cut at SIU before going to K-State. And of course, in the more modern times, Bruce Weber, Matt Painter, part of that unbelievable run in the early part of this century.
They celebrate that at Southern Illinois, and they want it again. And Brian Mullins going to try to deliver it to a great fan base and program at SIU in Carbondale. Now Bradley trying to get themselves an expanded lead. They lead by 6. Childs can't make it 8. Rebound Filowich. Southern Illinois will get the last shot at it here in this half. Plankin with 3 seconds. No, Kingsby needs to let it rip and almost knocked it in. My goodness. It's a Bradley lead by 6, 43-37 at the break. State Farm halftime report is right around the corner. We'll go through the stats. They are hot. Hot stats. Big time shooting. Highlights as well. It's all on the way.
Having just climbed a mountain to promote a streaming service, there's only one thing left to do.
We dance? Sure. Let's make it weirder.
This is... Isn't this delightful? And so they all lived happily ever after on this mountain of entertainment.
Did you know Geico could save you hundreds on car insurance and more? So what are you waiting for? Captain Ahab to help you find a parking spot?
There she blows. Well, loading zone, darling. To the northern lots where there be spaces as big as whales.
Geico.
The Valley on ESPN is brought to you by Zervita. Welcome to our halftime report, a presentation of State Farm. With surprisingly great rates, State Farm is the real deal. You can get personalized service from your local agent or use the State Farm mobile app when you're on the go. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. It's time for today's profile, made possible by Arch Madness 2021. MVC correspondent Dave Snell takes a look at the Braves' Deshaun Henry.
Bradley's number 22, Deshaun Henry, has so many aspects to his game. He's one of the most unique players ever to wear the red and white. The 6'6", 230-pound forward from Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, is a force offensively. Many of his points come with an uncanny ability to slither through opponents' tall timber and out-hustle, out-muscle, out-jump for dunks, layups, and three-point plays. When you watch J-Hen play, you'd think you're watching a linebacker on Sunday instead of his basketball fun day.
I like to think just every day in practice and in games, I just try and bring my physical toughness and just my experience from the past 2 years and having really 2 good winning seasons. And just being able to, I am an undersized foreman, but I think I use my power and my body and my strength in ways that help me be able to get to the basket and my quickness and things like that.
He's fearless. He's whenever he gets to the court, he's just ready to go. On defense, on offense, rebounding, whatever. He's always ready to help his teammates. He's extremely unselfish, and he plays extremely hard too.
When you step outside the lines, he's one of the nicest human beings you'll ever meet. Inside the lines, he can be mean, and he's got a nasty side to him, which I love. And he does. He loves to compete, and when you have that, and he's a great teammate, and he's, like I said, extremely unselfish. Their teammates love him. He's got a big heart. You grow and win with those guys.
We just had really good character guys that make it easy to go to war with and things like that. So, it's been crazy. For my first 2 years, it's been absolutely crazy, and I hope to continue this success moving forward for sure.
Henry is a fan favorite from a city where a hard day's night is a way of life at work. And when they come back to Carver Arena and watch number 22, the full house will yell. For the Missouri Valley Conference, this is Dave Snell.
Dave, thank you. Today's profile is made possible by the 2021 State Farm MVC Men's Basketball Tournament. The Valley's 45th Men's Championship will be at Enterprise Center in St. Louis, March 4th through the 7th. For more information, visit archmadness.com. We'll be back to Peoria right after this.
Having just climbed a mountain to promote a streaming service, there's only one thing left to do. We dance.
Sure, let's make it weirder.
This is isn't this delightful? And so they all lived happily ever after on this mountain of entertainment.
And I would walk 500 miles and I would dance around at your brand new just to be the man.
Hey, could I get number 1 with a Coke? Thanks.
Coming around.
Baby, 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 if I kiss you like this, whisper like that, but it's all coming back. Hi, sir. Excuse me. You're number 1 with the Coke?
Thank you.
Enjoy.
All right.
Bradley by 6 at the break. State Farm halftime report with Rich Zavosic. I'm Tom Ackerman. Let's take a look at our first half highlights, Z, made possible by Live by Lowe's St. Louis. SIU and Bradley lighting it up from the outside.
It was all about offense. Childs kicks to the corner. Nolan buries a 3. Then Nolan returns the favor to Mass for a 3. Hey, SIU 11 of 22 yesterday from the free throw or 3-point line, doing the same. And again, kicking it out to the corner, and McAdoo with a big 3. We can go inside too, dropping a dime to Dembele. Trent Brown finds a Ben Harvey three at the top of the key, and the three-point line has been wide open for both teams here this afternoon.
Want to experience laid-back luxury in the heart of downtown St. Louis, adjacent to Ballpark Village? Visit LiveByLowe'sHotels.com/Live by Lowe's, St. Louis, Missouri, to book your hotel room today.
Having just climbed a mountain to promote a streaming service, there's only one thing left to do. We dance.
Sure, let's make it weirder.
This is isn't this delightful? And so they all lived happily ever after on this mountain of entertainment.
See that Honda badge? It's a testament to endurance and Honda ingenuity. Rise to the challenge with the rugged performance of the redesigned Honda Ridgeline.
The Valley on ESPN is brought to you by Mercy. Your life is our life's work. We're at the Peoria Civic Center, Carver Arena. Bradley leading Southern Illinois 43-37 as we get set to start the second half. Let's take a look at our first half stats, a production of Zervita. What do you see, Coach Z?
I see two teams who are shooting the heck out of the ball. Getting great ball movement, terrific people movement as well. When overplay comes, they go back door. And it's really going to be in the second half who takes better care of the basketball and who keeps their opponent from scoring in the paint.
See both teams getting production from the bench and shooting the ball quite well here in the early going. Another half of basketball to come. Let's take a look around the Missouri Valley Conference. As you can see, Valparaiso just handed it to Drake today. Gave the Bulldogs their first loss of the season. Loyola, look out. They're playing really well. They're playing like the Final Four team played. Beat Evansville today by 11. Missouri State, another team that cannot be ignored. Beat Illinois State by 10. And Indiana State, you've been talking about them, so have I. We had them last weekend. They're playing really well.
Maybe the hottest team in the conference, 7 straight wins, the longest winning streak in conference for a Greg Lansing program. And that Drake loss really sets up the matchup next weekend with Drake and Loyola. As they're tied for first place, they'll get 2 games. If they split them, they'll still be tied. But it is going to be a crazy time in Des Moines.
Rank Mast got his nose plugged up there. It's a physical game still. Don't think just because they're making shots that there aren't some shots being taken to the face and the arms and the legs. It's the Missouri Valley Conference after all. Trent Brown with the feed inside to Filowich. He's going to go right at Mast and scores. Kyler Filowich and Bradley lead shaved down to 4.
Canada beats Netherlands on that possession.
Mast goes right back at him and hits the 3.
Netherlands says, hey, you take 2, I'll take 3. Goes up 1 on Canada.
Yes, they do. Mast hits another 3. He is 3 for 3 from beyond the arc today. All of his points are from outside the three-point line. Gets the rebound there. And Bradley building on a 7-point lead. Perhaps McAdoo lost the handle. All ball, say the officials. And here comes Southern Illinois with Jones guarded by Nolan. Goes all the way around him. Oh, a little pass inside to Filowich. Brings it back out. Verklanken hits the 3.
Filowich plays with such poise in the post. He knew he was double teamed. He's looking for the open man. Terrific pass out.
Would you say that's Krutwig-esque?
It is. Very much so. Looks a little bit like him.
I think so.
Without the mustache.
I think he has the makings of a Krutwig, I do. Mast, he'll take another one. And Filowich. And a foul is called as Childs was tangled up with Filowich, who came up with the ball. They're going to call Filowich for the foul.
And there's a perfect
Childs for the foul.
There's a perfect example of Filowich understanding his limitations. As Clint Eastwood says, man has got to know his limitations. Rick Mast has no limitations right now. He's burying a three, as is Verplanken. But Filowich knew he had to box him out, use his body. Terrific job there.
Jones with the drive. Filowich could not come up with the answer on the tip. And Bradley up by 4 with the ball. Nolan gets one out there. Kingsby can't get it to go. Brown with the drive. Verplanken. No, and Childs grabs the rebound. For Elijah Childs, it's rebound number 3 to go along with 3 points. A little quiet. Let's see what the second half is like for number 10 in red. And Kingsby lost it out of bounds. Last touch by SIU's Jones.
Kingsby having all kind of trouble with the basketball on that possession. Probably fortunate that they knocked it out of bounds. They get a chance for a reset.
Nolan with 7 points for Bradley. To Mast, who has 9. Mast leads all scorers in this game with his 3 threes for 9 points. And now Nolan with a hand in his face, and his shot clock expired, and fighting for the rebound, and coming up with it is Jones. Lance Jones against McAdoo. Filowich against Mast. Filowich beats the big man again. My goodness. Takes him down in the process.
With that left hand, it is Krutwig-esque.
Now he follows Nolan all the way to the baseline. They come out to guard Mast. McAdoo scoops one up, though. Bounces off the shoulder of Filowich, and now Jones has it. SIU has cut it to 2. They can tie or take the lead here. They've come out with all kinds of fire. Verplanken has 8 points in this game for SIU. He's knocked down a couple of threes. Alonzo. And McAdoo with the rebound. First 4 minutes of the second half, always exciting and determines a lot in the ballgame. And SIU has won this battle. Kingsby, a little pocket pass over to Mast for the bucket. Rick Mast is in double figures, first player in the ballgame. He's at 11.
Love how Mast catches it and keeps it above his head, absorbs the contact. I tell you, these are 2 very good freshmen.
They are going head-to-head right now in the lane. You can see them. Filowich back out. Brown hits the 3. SIU cuts it to 1. The excitement continues in the second half. Nolan long on the jumper. And Jones was there for SIU.
Lance Jones with another rebound.
Long 3. Lance Jones buries it. Long distance for Carbondale here in Peoria. Hello, Lance Jones, and SIU takes a 2-point lead.
It's our turn to shake things up and make some noise.
Our turn to spread our wings and chart a new course.
It's our turn to build new bridges and go off the beaten path.
Our turn to raise our voice and make some waves.
It's our passion,
Our calling.
Our future.
And now, it's our turn.
18 Final Four trips. 9 National Players of the Year. legendary coaches and players, an iconic postseason tournament. The Valley runs deep.
When you choose Bradley University, you don't have to choose between the activities and resources of a larger university and the personal attention and exceptional learning experiences of a smaller college. With more than 185 undergraduate and graduate programs, small classes taught by engaging faculty, and a beautiful 85-acre campus located in the heart of Peoria, Illinois, our size gives you the best of both worlds. Bradley University. Mid-sized, big difference.
The 2021 State Farm Missouri Valley Conference Men's Basketball Championship returns to Enterprise Center March 4th through the 7th in downtown St. Louis. Local seating capacity restrictions will apply for this year's event. For more information, be sure to download the Arch Madness app or visit archmadness.com for details. Looking forward to that great championship. Bradley, the back-to-back Arch Madness champions, trying to hold off Southern Illinois.
And Tom, a year ago, I watched Lance Jones for the first time, and I bought a Peugeot Electra from Northern Iowa. And he looks even more like him this year. The ability to rebound the ball, push it, score the three, runs the show. Good set play, though, for Bradley coming out of that timeout.
Deshaun Henry with the bucket. We're tied at 50. Get the popcorn out. Get the Super Bowl snacks set up. We got a ball game here before the big game. This is what you want. Whoa! Big three by Trent Brown. A little line drive into the bucket. How about that from long distance? 53-50. Southern Illinois has knocked down 10 threes already in this game, 10 of 21, and Bradley is 7 of 16. That one off of Harvey, and SIU has it with a 3-point lead.
A week ago, SIU had 15 threes against Northern Iowa in their road win in Cedar Falls.
And look at this. Inside for SIU. They've been able to score in the paint as well. They've now outscored Bradley 22-20 in the paint, and that one, the layup by Harvey. Against the double team, Henry scores for Bradley.
You can see why he's one of the strongest players in the Missouri Valley.
Salukis by 3.
Little change here for Bradley. Go zone. They're trying to get them out of their rhythm.
And feeling it. Oh, halfway down and out. But Filowich was there. Can't put it back. McAdoo will try one. Childs, quick putback. No, off the rebound. And Verplankett for SIU.
Very atypical. Elijah Childs, point blank. Look at the rim.
Jones tries to drive. McAdoo cut him off. Harvey. Oh, you love that fake, don't you? Got him up in the air and scored.
Oh, Henry, go pick up your shoes. Harvey just faked you right out of him.
Ben Harvey from Jonesboro, Arkansas. The sophomore. Childs, big, strong move with the right hand.
There was no question when he caught that ball. If the double team didn't come, he was shooting it. The senior knows he's got to do something to get his team back in it. The made shot, Bradley goes back zone. You think a team that is playing against a team that's knocked down threes, you wouldn't play zone, but it gets them out of their flow. They take shots in different spots.
Childs gets it to McAdoo. Takes a three and comes up well short. It's going to be SIU ball. 11:51 on the clock. The Salukis trying to nail down their third Valley win and trying to do it at Bradley. 3-point game.
Having just climbed a mountain to promote a streaming service there's only one thing left to do. We dance.
Sure, let's make it weirder.
This is... Isn't this delightful? And so they all lived happily ever after on this mountain of entertainment.
Whoa, Susan.
Oh, I'm looking for coupon codes.
Well, Capital One Shopping instantly searches for available coupon codes and automatically applies them.
Save me some cheddar.
Capital One Shopping. It's kind of genius. What's in your wallet?
Welcome back to Peoria. It's Bradley down by 3. MVC student athletes are positively impacting the communities where they live by sharing views and fostering a climate for change for Future Valley pioneers. To learn more about mobilizing voices for change, visit mvc-sports.com/OneValley. 57-54, Salukis on top. Long way to go, 11:51. It has been entertaining, to say the least. Lots of scoring. If you like scoring, this is your game. Both teams shooting at least 50%. And they have made a combined 17 threes. Things have slowed up a little bit in the second half for Bradley, shooting just 35%. They were hot in the first half, 57%. Plankin lets it go. Touched by Bradley, so able to keep that possession going. Shot clock at 5, though. Brown in the lane. Plankin gets it back. Step 3. The shot clock expires.
Late shot clock makes. Those are separation points. And Tom, keep an eye on the number 70 for Southern Illinois. They are 12-1 under Brian Mullins when they score 70 or more.
Foul on Devanzo on the Childs drive. We'll take a break. 11:02 on the clock. It's a 6-point lead now for the Salukis.
Introducing a hotel carefully crafted to leave a vivid imprint in downtown St. Louis. Designed with an effortless sense of style. Experience the luxury of Hotel St. Louis. Hotel St. Louis, exactly like nothing else.
Looking for more energy? Better focus on productivity? Time for Zeal by Zervita. Check it out. 55 whole food nutrients. Check. Natural, clean ingredients. Check. Clinically tested and proven safe and effective. Check.
I like Zeal because it keeps me locked in, it keeps me focused, and gives me a boost of energy. And I just like the tasting of it.
Take control of your health and happiness. Feel the Zeal today, only with Zervita.
Since 1907, we've been One Valley, breaking down recruitment barriers, hiring coaches to lead our programs, and developing the country's next set of leaders. MVC student athletes are positively impacting the communities where they live by sharing views and fostering a climate for change for Future Valley pioneers. To learn more about mobilizing voices for change, visit mvc-sports.com/OneValley.
Back at Bradley, SIU with the lead. They'll be hosting Illinois State at 3 o'clock on the 13th. Looking forward to that one. Illinois State travels to Carbondale. Coverage begins at 3 Central, the Valley on ESPN. Look forward to being there. A little contest in the Valley, SIU and Illinois State. Everybody's tough in this league. Drake can tell you that. They had a battle against Illinois State recently, had to win it in overtime, and then today they lost by double digits to Valparaiso.
Athletic team is starting to find their footing with a lot of young guys, exciting guys, Donovan Clay.
Shot clock under 10. Tavanainen back in the game. Pushed off. Offensive foul on Ville Tavanainen. So this has been an SIU half. They have come alive here. And they have outscored Bradley in this half, Z, 23-11.
And now they are just quicker to the ball, away from the ball, good ball movement.
Jones with the ball has 6 points, looking for more. And an offensive foul on this end of the floor. Still down for a brief moment in time. Trying to get himself back together is Nolan. Make sure those shoes are tied as well.
Good job by Nolan, as it was with Brown on the other end. You feel pressure by the offensive guy. You can see Lance Jones raises him with that off arm, and Nolan goes down like he was shot out of a cannon.
And now Harvey goes down trying to catch Nolan. That leaves McAdoo open for three, and it won't fall. Rebound goes to SIU's Verplanken.
Had a good look on that. Childs passed up the jump shot for an open McAdoo three. Gotta like the ball movement. Just not rewarded on that possession.
Well, watch out for this SIU team. They have been launching threes and nailing them. There's Devonzo. That won't go for him. Henry with the rebound. SIU 11 of 24 from three.
Well, we talked about it at the outset. You got to guard the line. Yesterday they were 11 of 22.
Tavanainen long on that one. Bradley has not been able to shoot at that clip. They're 7 of 20. Bucket inside, Devonzo, and SIU goes up by 8, biggest lead.
Lance Jones draws and dishes.
Foul called as Childs was driving in. Just the 5th call of a foul in this half. 3rd team foul for SIU. Bradley has 2.
It'll be interesting to see with Mast in the game if he's able to get an open look.
Henry, good drive. He's fouled. Filowich got him there. Just over 9 minutes to go in the half, and Henry's going to go to the free throw line.
Henry knows he's got the quickness advantage on Filowich. When he's got him that far away from the basket, he's able to get him to hit him with his body.
Henry with 4 fouls yesterday, and they were early. He had to be held out of the game. Only had 8 points. Or 8 minutes of play, I should say. Now he's responded with 10 points, and that's his first miss from anywhere. He was perfect from the floor and the line before that miss. 11 points now for Jashawn Henry.
Bradley back into that zone.
Verplanken can't beat it. Chance for Bradley to cut into this 7-point lead. Henry's asking for the ball. Give it to him. Faces up against Filowich. Henry, too quick. Can't get it to fall though. Filowich with the rebound.
Better job that time by Filowich. Just rolling up. Knowing he's the bigger of the two, just get your arms up. Make it a tough shot.
Brown. So short. Oh, the long rebound, and Trent Brown with the reverse layup. And another biggest lead of the game, now 9 for SIU.
Henry had leaked out after the missed three. Brown knew it was going to be short, went right after it.
Mast knocks it down. That's a 3 for Mast. He's made 4 of them today.
And Tom, I was just about to say that, hey, it's a little different shooting threes when you're down than when you're up, but not for Rink Mast. He doesn't care.
Does not care. He has made 4 threes, Z. He's 4 of 5 for 3. He has 14 points. Now, riding on the back of Jones, that's going to be very painful as he's down. Just kind of collided with Kingsby, and Kingsby put that weight on him. He'll brush it off. We'll take a look at him during the timeout. Looks like he's okay.
Yeah, he kind of undercut him.
Salukis by 6.
Having just climbed a mountain to promote a streaming service, there's only one thing left to do. We dance.
Sure. Let's make it weirder.
This is
Isn't this delightful? And so they all lived happily ever after on this mountain of entertainment.
With the Capital One Venture Card, you earn unlimited double miles on every purchase every day.
Objection! My credit card doesn't earn double miles on every purchase.
Overruled. With the Venture Card, it's every purchase. What's in your wallet?
Before planning your trip to St. Louis or to follow the 2021 State Farm MVC Men's Basketball Championship, be sure to download the Arch Madness app or visit archmadness.com. Both resources have all the information you need to know about the tournament schedule, hotel accommodations, and other fun events during the tournament. Log on to archmadness.com or download the app on your phone today. We're at the Peoria Civic Center, Carver Arena. The Salukis back on the floor with a 6-point lead, 64-58 over Bradley. They lost here yesterday, second of 2 games between these two, the 101st meeting between Southern Illinois and Bradley. Yesterday's score was 74-66 in favor of the Braves. Jones looks okay coming out of that timeout after colliding and a Kingsby ride on his back. They're against each other there.
Here's a number for you, Tom. 12 and 11. That's what the home team is in the second game of these 2-game series.
A good stop there by Bradley, but they come up short on that quick shot. And Verplanken has it for SIU. Under 7 minutes now.
Bradley continues to change their defenses. They're trying to figure out a way to corral this Saluki offense.
Harvey, good defense by Tominainen. Gets it back. Wants to go on V-Lane. Harvey, short. Filowich, shot clock expired. Another good stop by Bradley out of the timeout.
And that's how you control and corral this Saluki offense. Do not allow dribble penetration. Excellent job, Tominainen, keeping Harvey in front of him, making it a tough shot.
Childs goes inside to Mast, and Filowich pulls the basketball away from Childs and Mast. Big rebound for the freshman. Jones in traffic. And stolen away, Tominainen. They tried to get it to Brown.
Go inside to Childs if you can. Get something going to the goal.
McAdoo got it to go. McAdoo with the basket. And it's a 4-point game. Little 5-0 run here by Bradley.
McAdoo's got some fresh legs. Looks like it on that one.
SIU scoreless over the last 3 minutes. Harvey runs into a couple of Braves in the lane. Shot clock down to 5 seconds again. Brown lost it. Foul on the floor And they're going to get Bradley with that foul. They're not happy about it. Looks like they'll get McAdoo, and they do.
And I think Brian Wardle thought it was a tie-up, or at the very least an offensive foul. Good job on the defensive end. Once Brown turned into him, that's a tough call to make from that angle for the official.
Brian Wardle wanted an offensive foul, and you can see why he would think that based on that replay. Filowich against Mast. We've been watching it all afternoon. Verplanken. And Filowich can't get the board away from Mast.
This is going to be a fun next 4 years watching those two big guys go at each other.
Absolutely. Childs underneath the basket. No. Gets it back. No, but he's fouled. 4:41 on the clock. We've got ourselves a 4-point game, and Childs is going to go to the free throw line.
The heart of a champion. Childs has struggled all day shooting the basketball, but he just keeps sticking to it. Chance to make it up at the free throw line.
Elijah Childs, 69% free throw shooter. Leading scorer on this Bradley team. And delivers.
Bradley struggled last year. Just tried to stay above waters when Childs was hurt. He comes back. They found the right rhythm. Were able to win the tournament. Perhaps similar this year with McAdoo coming back. They're still awaiting the return of Boya inside. They get him back. They're going to be a tough out come tournament time.
No, that's a great point. Boya is on the bench right now, still wearing that boot, but he's standing, cheering. This Bradley team trying to get another stop. Down by 2. Shot clock under 10. Devonzo. That's good offense there by SIU. Quickly the other way. Bradley trying to keep SIU from getting set. Childs, no. Rebound, Devonzo. The Salukis would be a big win for SIU if they can get it big. On the road, huge boost of confidence. Trying to improve to 3 and 7. Devonzo scores. And SIU, as he was hit in the face, looks like he is covering up his forehead, his eyes.
Man, got hit after the shot, after the play. But terrific pass, catch, finish by Devonzo.
Devonzo shakes it off. Southern Illinois goes up by 6.
Having just climbed a mountain to promote a streaming service, there's only one thing left to do. We dance.
Sure, let's make it weirder.
This is... Isn't this delightful? And so they all lived happily ever after on this mountain of entertainment.
With the Capital One Venture Card, you earn unlimited double miles on every purchase every day.
Objection! My credit card doesn't earn double miles on every purchase.
Overruled. With the Venture Card, it's every purchase. What's in your wallet?
The Valley on ESPN, and our players of the game, a presentation of State Farm with surprisingly great rates. State Farm is the real deal. You can get personalized service from your local agent or use the State Farm mobile app when you're on the go. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. 14 points apiece, my friend, for Brown and Mast.
The youth movement continues. Freshman Mast and Trent Brown, the sophomore, having outstanding games, especially from the three-point line. You know, this is an interesting turn down the stretch here. A year ago, you had a guy like Darryl Brown, Nate Cannell in the backcourt, tons of experience. You knew where it was going to go. Now you got a lot of young guys trying to find out who's going to make the play.
And there's one, Jashawn Henry, showing some great poise and athleticism, getting around Devonzo. It is now a 4-point game, and Henry says, wait a minute, I want to get involved in that player of the game discussion. He scores to give himself 13. Devanzo now working on Mast. Can't get it to go. Mast with the rebound.
Mast, a little bit different defensive player presence than Hannah.
For 3, no.
That one you got to turn down, big guy. You were on the run. Get your feet set, but it's different with Mast in the post guard. Devanzo, bigger presence.
He's now 4 of 6 from beyond the arc. Rick Mast.
And you don't need a home run here if you're Bradley on the defensive end. Just play it solid. Make him take a tough shot like you did last time.
Jones splits the defense and tries to get it into the hands of Devanzo, and it went out of bounds.
Shot clock recognition as we take a look at Lance Jones. Tried to slip one in there. Tough catch in traffic.
You see that big red 4 up there. So does SIU. The shot clock winding down. Filowich. And no, it's going to be SIU shot clock violation. Ball didn't hit the rim. Out of bounds. For the Bradley Braves. McAdoo comes out. Nolan is in.
2 straight very good defensive stands by Bradley. Now you got to get a good shot. Don't be in a hurry. Get some movement going on the perimeter. Maybe dump it inside the Childs. Get something going to the rim.
It is a big possession regardless. Henry, the drive. Can't get it to fall, but he is fouled. Just as you described, get to the free throw line if you can on the drive, and they do. And Henry will go to the line. He's a good free throw shooter, 73%.
You can see that is a tough guard for Devanzo. And Henry's not going to necessarily shoot a 3, so you want to give him some space. The problem with that is when he starts going downhill towards the rim, he's like a locomotive train. You know, that's a tough guy to stop.
Henry 6 of 7 from the line. He has 14 points. And now 15 to lead all scorers. Deshaun Henry with 15, and Bradley has cut it to 2. Nearing the 2-minute mark of the game.
Now if you're SIU, make it a 2-man game. Filowich and Brown, so they can't double team.
There is Filowich, draws the double team. Jones guarded by Henry. Tries to get around him. Layup blocked away. Henry got it.
Is that Henry or is that Childs coming across?
I think it was Henry, but we'll see. I saw Henry. I could be wrong. Let's see.
Take another look.
Yeah, it was Childs.
That's the long arm of the law of Elijah Childs.
Childs gets the block, and Bradley with a timeout on the floor with 1:46 to go in the game, trails by 2.
You think about the help side defense and how important it is to have a guy who is a shot blocker. And Elijah Childs, one of the best in Bradley history, comes over with that left hand, knocks it out of bounds. And we're in a similar situation as we were in the last possession for SIU. 4 seconds on the shot clock, taking it out of bounds. So if you're the staff at SIU, you're telling your guys when they're breaking the huddle, hey, 4 seconds on the clock, make sure you understand it. And if you're the staff for Brian Wardle, you're saying, hey, guys, it's not the first shot that can beat you, it's the second shot as well, so make sure you box out.
There we go. The toss to Filowich. Back to Verplanken for 3. And Mass gets the rebound, and it's Bradley ball with 1:40 and down by 2. Thrilling finish in store here in the Missouri Valley Conference.
I go to the well one more time with Henry if you can.
Tabanini was open briefly. Henry drives. Henry shoots. Henry scores. Bradley ties the game on a Deshaun Henry bucket.
Acrobatic. I don't know how he squeezed his body into that tiny area.
Nearing 1 minute. Verplanken back to Jones. Shot clock under 10. Jones comes off the screen. Childs is there. Takes the long three. And a rebound goes to Mast. Long pass ahead to Childs. Jones couldn't get it. Childs to Tavanainen. Thought about it. They swing it back around. Nolan had it poked out of his hand by Brown.
Smart plays all around. Tavanainen didn't catch that clean, so you don't force the shot. Got to get a good one. Go back to Henry.
Childs on Filowich. Shot clock at 2. Tavanainen lets it go. And it's a shot clock violation. 20.5. Southern Illinois basketball.
Brian Wardle is disgusted with Tavanainen, but not for what you would think. He wanted him to take the shot, but once he got the man up in the air, he needed to take 2 dribbles past him. Instead, he goes sideways to try and continue to shoot the 3, and it allowed Jones to get a hand in his face. So, for those of you watching at home, Wardle was not saying, don't shoot it, just take the easy shot.
Tie game. Brian Wardle's team, a winner here yesterday against Southern Illinois, trying to get themselves. They've had so many excruciating losses. So many that have come down to the wire. Here's another one. Hopefully they can get themselves a victory. And for that team right there, they would love to walk out of here with a confidence-building W. Now, here's what they're looking at. Tavanainen.
I don't know what they're looking at. Oh, it did hit the rim, but it didn't matter.
They're looking at a clock situation there. So, 22.7 now.
Going back in that possession, we've talked about Bradley playing terrific defense over the last 4 possessions. Filowich did a great job of not allowing Childs to get back to his left hand, and he forced him to throw the ball back out to Tavanainen.
There we go, 20 seconds and a timeout called after crossing the timeline for Jones. So that's the final timeout for Brian Mullins.
Interesting chess match right there. Bradley shows a little half-court pressure. Looked like they were going to try and trap it as it came over half court. Kind of a 1-2-2 half court as we take a look at upcoming schedules. Brian Mullins didn't like what he saw, so he calls the timeout. We'll see if Bradley stays in it.
Challenges ahead for Southern Illinois at Missouri State. They get the back-to-back at home against Illinois State and then right back again against Missouri State on the 17th.
That Missouri State game is a reschedule from a postponement earlier this year. Trying to get all the games in. Jack Watkins and the rest of the scheduling crew has done an outstanding job at making sure that everybody gets their games in this year. And Bradley, another team that is trying to play catch-up as you look at what they have left.
Missouri State's a factor for them as well. And at Valparaiso, look out for the Crusaders now. Valpo beat previously unbeaten Drake today and got him good, 74-57.
Well, that was a tough one for them to lose yesterday. The Crusaders led at halftime. Drake came back, but they were able to stave off the Bulldogs here today. See if it's going to be a dog or a gargoyle. In Kaboom, they come out on top.
19 seconds, shot clock is off.
Bradley goes back man
against Henry. And a foul is called. So Brian Wardle instructed the foul. There are fouls to give. That is the 5th team foul for Bradley.
So you got one more to give. So if you're Bradley, if Jones is going to hold it out front like that, waiting, give him about 2 or 3 seconds and then foul.
Harvey inbounds this one, Nolan guarding it.
You got a chance. Foul now.
Jones against Henry. Jones in the lane. Jones can't get it to fall, and a foul is called with 1.9 on the clock.
Brian Warner wanted a foul earlier. Didn't get it. I'm not sure there was a foul on this play. Let's take another look. Ooh, that's a tough one.
The foul is called on Henry with 1.9 on the clock. 68-68. The officials go over to the scorer's table to take a look at video. Let's see what we can see inside.
Yeah, he got him on the way up. I guess that is a good call. He was very much tempted.
So we're checking to see how much time to add. They'll add 0.4 of a second. So it's now 2.3 on the clock.
Now, it would be interesting, Tom, as we looked at that replay. Of course, we have the advantage of slow motion, and they can't review it and change. They already called the foul, but that looked really close to being still on the floor. Yes, he was in the upward motion, but he caught him early as he just had come to a stop. But again, we have the advantage of slow motion. The officials don't, so it's a two-shot foul. Lance Jones, pretty good free throw shooter at 77%.
First attempt today is short. Again, 2.3 on the clock. Lance Jones. Salukis have the lead. Henry inbounds. Trying to find someone, and he calls a timeout. It was Devonzo guarding the ball, and SIU doing a fine job of not allowing the inbounder to see an open player.
So Bradley had called their play on the previous timeout. They thought they'd get a look at it. SIU did a good job of pressuring the ball and not allowing it. Good timeout to be taken.
Boy, this is good drama. You think the football game tonight will be this good in terms of down to the wire? Maybe.
Coming down to that last possession, perhaps.
You're a fan of Bradley or Southern Illinois. You're sweating this one out with those players. Certainly a big game for both teams. For Bradley, boy, would they love to get back-to-back wins and get back on track here with their 5th Valley win. And for SIU, just in need of something. And a 3rd Valley win would be monstrous for them.
They need to get something with that young man on his scooter. Damask, not in uniform again this week. But if you're SIU, you got to make sure that the ball is caught in front of you. Bradley has a choice here. They can either run the Iverson cut, try and get a guy around the foul line to catch it running towards the basket, or you throw it long, try and catch it in the middle, perhaps maybe the top of the key, and tip it out to a streaking shooter. And we'll see which Bradley chooses here.
So they have some shooters out there in Nolan and Tavanainen. Mast is going to inbound it now, and Childs is out there with Henry. Here we go. Mast with Dembele guarding it. Nolan, he'll take the shot. And SIU has won at Bradley. Nolan comes up short in a wild game here in Peoria. The SIU Salukis come in and get a win, 69-68, for their 3rd victory in conference.
Terrific defense by Lance Jones. SIU, he made sure he caught it in front of him, never got by him. Gave him just enough room, got a hand in his face. And Lance Jones, he should be smiling. Game-winning free throw, game-winning defensive stop. The sophomore was outstanding here this afternoon.
Big win for the Salukis. Next Valley Conference Women's Basketball Game of the Week tips off Friday, February 12th. It'll be the Lady Bears to meet Illinois State in Normal, Illinois, 4 p.m. Central. The Valley on ESPN, Saturday the 13th. We'll have you, Illinois State, traveling to Carbondale to play these Salukis. They pick up a win on the road at Bradley. That game will be at 3 o'clock on Saturday, February 13th. For Rick Samosic, I'm Tom Ackerman saying so long from Peoria. SIU has defeated Bradley on the road 69-68. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. Thanks for watching today's contest. This has been a presentation of ESPN.